Rudy, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks, and you. Welcome to
I'm good.
PlugInLIVE's College Conversations. And actually, very interestingly enough, you are our last College Conversations. So we saved the best for last, apparently.
They must know.
They must know. So Rudy, before we get into it, I just want to say whoever watches this video or this PlugInLIVE or this Instagram TV series, we were doing and we have been doing something called College Conversations. We understand that lockdown made it very difficult for prospective students to potentially go and see, do site visits and go to different colleges around South Africa and do their basic school visits and open days. So what we at Plug-in Theatre decided to do was we decided to contact all of the major colleges around South Africa and have a bit of a chat with them and ask them just a couple of questions about their colleges and about what they have to offer. So if there are any prospective students out there who want to know about those places, they can watch the series, they can watch this, and we can just tick those FAQs, those frequently asked questions, which is obviously exactly what we want. So let's get straight into it, Rudy. We want to know the Market Theatre Lab. Give us the Market Theatre Lab, what it is, where it comes from, what it does, just in a nutshell, 5 sentences. Go.
The Market Theatre Laboratory is a school that breaks off from the Market Theatre located in Newtown, Johannesburg. So it's a training institution. It was established for students that didn't have kind of like the privilege to go to varsities. So it was a program established for students that were not privileged enough to go into varsities. But over the years, it has grown and evolved into something spectacular.
Yeah.
So we still keep that element of the history of the why we exist, and also adapting to the times and opening up doors to anyone who loves acting.
Of course. Tell me something. You mentioned where it was, where your Market Lab is located. Don't you just want to quickly reiterate that?
It's located in Johannesburg, Newtown, 138 Lillian and Goy Street.
Lillian and Goy Street. I know I've been to the Market Theatre Lab quite often. I've also watched shows there. And it really is quite a formidable institution, especially for those who do find it difficult to afford going to varsities. Because I do know that as well, you get the likes of Sylvain Strike to teach there. It's really quite exciting. You have formidable industry, veterans and greats to teach at the Market Theatre Lab. So it won't be a bad thing if you decided to go to the Market Theatre Lab. Tell us something. Do you hold auditions to get in? And if you do, what can applicants expect to sort of or prepare? Like, what is the criteria?
So for our full-time program, runs for 2 years. So when you do apply, you'll be applying for first year.
Okay.
And then for first year, it's really quite a grueling process in terms of applications. We get applicants around the country who are interested in studying at the lab. And this year, we've added a feature element of submitting a video along with your application. So our application requirement is a motivational letter to why you want to study acting and why you want to study at the Market Theatre Lab. It's a creative writing being a short play, an essay, a poem, a certified matric copy. A lot of the times people would also ask, if I didn't finish matric, am I still eligible to apply? Yes, you are, with your highest qualification, be it grade 10 and grade 11. You just need to motivate why in your motivational letter to say why you didn't get into matric.
So sorry to interrupt you, Rudy, but I just want to ask you something. So obviously this is the criteria that a student or a prospective student has to submit. But do you audition them, or do they just like send a submission letter and Bob's your uncle?
So submitting application is phase 1.
Okay.
And then from there the applications get screened down to usually we select like the top 100 applicants. We get 500 plus, and then those 100 people are invited over a week So usually like an audition day would be an 8 to 4. And like per day we'll have like 20 students or 20 interested students come and audition. So they have to prepare 2 monologues, one their own choice, and then we give them an option of 3 that they'll select one that they'll come present in the audition space. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. What makes the Margaret Theatre Lab different to any other institution around South Africa?
I think you opened and said it, that our lecturers are practitioners within the industry. So they are they're not textbook teachers. So they are the kind of people that teach you the craft, also practice the craft, which is I think a very important element that sets us apart from other institutions.
Absolutely, that's very cool. I mean, we've spoken to a lot of institutions over the last, let's say, 2 months, and the common denominator I find with all of the institutions is that all institutions see the value in having current industry professionals coming in and giving classes. Do you have anything to say about that?
Definitely. I think it's very hard to if you are gonna study and you're gonna learn from a person that has the theory behind how to make it versus learning from a person that applies themselves and they're actually doing it. So you get to firsthand really get a sense and realness of what the industry is like. Because often also there's also a perception that acting is this glamorous. Once you get into acting, once you get famous, like you make it. And your teachers are real people that do real amazing shows. And the celebrity element kind of just falls away, and then you just kind of fall in love with the craft and the profession that is the acting.
Understood.
Or the performance.
Of course. What sort of subjects could a student take if they decided to enroll at the Margaret Theatre Lab?
So it's intense training in the acting. The acting is broken down into the different types of actings and styles of actings. Mime and physical theater, heightened text. But there are also subjects such as writing, directing course. We do movement as well, voice training, the theory of theater. So it's a full package of what the theater industry is.
Understood. And do students get industry experience while training there, or is it a no-go? Because the thing is, look, at the end of the day, every institution puts on a show, and, we call them these amateur productions, but I'm talking about industry experience. Like, do the Margaret Theatre Lab and its lecturers allow their students to sort of go out and experience the industry by working professionally? Or is it let's just have you guys here for 2 years, let's train you really, really well, and then send you out and see what you can do?
I mean, the training program is an intense program, so it becomes difficult when you want to dabble, when you want to be a student and also want an agent that finds you gigs. So because we're still upskilling what the potential greatness in you. But however, there are opportunities that we're bringing in terms of like you said, Silver in Strike, Billy Langa, like these big directors and big theater practitioners. We also, like the Center of the Less Good Idea, some of our students sometimes feature there. So within the course of the year, there'll be an industry opportunity for students to feature in. But in terms of me going out and say I want a TV agent and want to study, then the two then clash.
Of course. And tell me, what sort of, how are you preparing the students for the industry? I mean, step one, you're making it an intensive course. So we know already when we're actors. I mean, I take it you're an actor, Rudy. I mean, I suppose you could take it that I'm an actor. We're all actors in our own right. And when we do act, it's hard work. it's 9 to 5, but it's 6 to 6, or it's 10 to 7, or it's, Monday through Sunday, and it's hard work. Whether you're in a play, a musical, writing a piece, directing a piece, whatever, it is hard work, and a lot of people don't get that. So how, apart from the fact that it's a very intensive course, how else are you preparing your students for the industry?
I think also what sets the Market Theatre Lab apart from other institutions is that we also very, very much focus on, like, once you get in, like, what is your voice? What are you passionate in? What are your strong points? As a lab alumni myself, I remember when I came in and when I left the Market Theatre Lab, I was so fascinated about this, producing what is producing. So in second year, through our first year productions, there were also opportunities for us to stage and go out and put in the work. We've also this year, in our third year, have introduced what we call own work. So students get to develop a concept of their own work, be it written, be it performed, an idea, and then they get to ask for a mentor to come in and just mentor and workshop them. So a great example is a group of alumni did a production called Text Me When You Arrive, and it's still ongoing from that course in class that they did to develop the work. So the work, they still pushing the work as young professionals to read, that speaks to their craft and the kind of things they're interested in doing. We also have a business and theater management and also like brand management, which is very, very vital, that we get in second year. That just kind of just gives you like all the industry rates in terms of an actor, if you're employed, how much you're supposed to get and how much versus the reality. Also with our produced productions. So recently we got an award in the Naledi Theatre Awards for the best tertiary / incubation production, which also kind of speaks to, if we also getting awards under those categories, also kind of speaks to kind of like the production value that goes in. So when we do put on a production, thank you. So when you do put it on the production, we're also trying to make it a real experience for the students in terms of also like the production times as well. Because often, a lot of the times, the students that do come to study at the lab also like struggle with transport. And this is now when you learn as a performer and as a student transitioning into a professional, in terms of making meetings and making it happen. We also had a great collaboration with Pop Arts this lockdown. So every year we'd stage 2 productions at night, 8 o'clock at Maboneng, and then students would have to market their productions. They go through the producing aspects of their shows in terms of how much income it's getting, in terms of the marketing, how to now they're moving from a space from first year it's done for them into second year where they hands in and involved also in the producing aspects and not just the performance.
Amazing. Rudy, one moment please. I just want to tell everyone who's watching or who has just joined, we're chatting to Rudy from the Market Theatre Lab with College Conversations, our last little episode in this series, and we are just talking about the Market Theatre Lab and what the Market Theatre Lab has and can't offer students or prospective students wanting to study performing arts. Now, a few more questions before we go, because it's just a small slot that we share with everyone, Rudy. I just want to ask you.
Not a problem.
I just want to ask you, are you on social media? Well, I mean, yes, because you're chatting on Instagram, but what else? If someone wants to get hold of you, how do they get hold of the Market Theatre
Lab? You can find us on Facebook, the Market Theatre Laboratory. On Instagram. We also have a WhatsApp number.
Oh, interesting.
It's a WhatsApp business number. It's 063 361 1211.
Okay.
So we also try to make like our applications to be as super accessible. So if you can't go online and do the online application, we can send you through the a PDF via WhatsApp.
Absolutely.
If you can't do that, you could always come in and collect the hard copy. There's no application fee for our applications. And I just want to stress that there's 4 days left
Oh,
to
wow.
apply.
So if you want to study at the Market Theatre Lab next year, there are 4 days left for you to apply. So get going, kids, get going.
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, on our website. Also, the Market Theatre website is also interlinked with the lab's websites as well. So yes, you can find us on those platforms.
Amazing. Rudy, it was so lovely to chat to you. One last thing. If a student wanted to come and study and they obviously had difficulty with money and stuff like that, does the Market Theatre Lab offer accommodation, or is that something that is sort of like up to them?
Please rephrase the question, sorry.
That's all right. I just wanted to know if a prospective student got into the Market Theatre Lab, would they be able to study there with the help of accommodation, or is that something that the Market Theatre Lab doesn't assist in?
Accommodation.
Yes.
The Market Theatre is not registered. It's not registered with the Council of Training Institutions, but however, within the industry, it is highly recognized. So when one does apply, you apply to come to the school. In terms of accommodation, it will be on you to look for accommodation, but we do assist by recommending, giving you recommendations of where to go for good accommodations that students have used over the years.
Amazing. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you so much for chatting to us about the Market Theatre Lab, and I hope you have a fantastic next 4 days. Hopefully there's a massive turnout. And
you too.
I will see you on the board sometime soon.
Cool. We have a...
You have a?
I'm saying our first years are working on a production that's back on live stage soon. So those details we'll share with you guys, and just come and experience our first years as well.
Sounds amazing. And please let us know at Plug-in Theatre all of your information, and then we will be sure to pop it onto our stuff. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheers, Rudy. Bye-bye. So, darlings, that was chatting to Rudy from the Market Theatre Lab. There's Tessa Jabba. I am the biggest fan of Tessa Jabba. If you don't know her, naughty. Thank you so very much for being part of College Conversations. And, you know, we had one interesting time learning about different institutions around South Africa and what institutions do and what they offer people who, prospective students who want to study something or a degree or a qualification in performing arts. So do yourselves a favor, kids. Go and find out. Watch the series if you want to. If you don't want to, that's also okay. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. So take care of yourselves. And as Ellen says, and each other. But apparently that was a lie, because it comes out that she's actually quite mean. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Look at this beard. Oh, so skew. Cheers.